Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Welcome to Real Talk. Real Talk is brought to you by WIWA, Women Inspiring Women Association. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And this month, we decided to have segments that talk about mental health. Mental health is emotional and psychological. Mental health is brought from many different things in life: upset, loss, self-esteem, different areas, obesity, culture, religion, race. All of that you can find that is a trigger in mental health. Last week we had with us Dr. Jason Anthony that described the different facades in mental health and how in the community, how he represents the community and hold individual one-on-one sessions or group sessions with individuals. Mental health, like cancer or heart disease or anything like that, is a problem in our society, in our community. Sometimes people might be suffering from deep mental issues and we don't know it because there isn't a particular sign or body language to say that someone is struggling with something emotionally. I've seen pictures where they showed someone was happy and partying and having a good time, and by that night they committed suicide. So mental health is not how you look, how pretty, how much makeup you have on. Those are not signs to say if someone has mental health. Or you're outgoing or popular. Does not mean that you do not suffer from a mental issue. Sometimes it's triggered by the loss of a loved one. Sometimes it's through bullying. You find that in the schools. You find that even among peers, even in family. There are things that you say to someone that is hurtful to them, and they take that with them mentally, and it carries from childhood into adulthood. So we should watch what we say, watch what we do, how we react or behave, because everyone out there has something different that is triggering their issue or their mental dilemma. MHA, Mental Health America. In one of the documents that they have here, it talks about mental illness as being brain-based conditions that affect thinking, emotions, and behavior. Since we all have brains, having some kind of mental health problem during your life is really common. For people who have mental illness, their brains may have changed in a way in which they are unable to think, feel, or act in ways that they want to. For some reason, this means experiencing extreme and unexpected changes in mood, like feeling more sad or more worried than normal. For others, this means not being able to think clearly, not being able to communicate with someone who is talking to them or taking care of them, or having bizarre thoughts to explain weirdness, weird feelings that they are having. We hear this all the time. I don't feel like I'm sane. I don't feel like you're hearing me. People are crying out by the behaviors that they have, and we do not know how to cope or recognize that it's a cry for help. Once you realize there's a change or a mood in your child, there used to be a certain way and you find that there's something else coming in, stop, take a moment, don't ignore it, address it. What is wrong? What are you dealing with? What's on your mind? What is troubling you? And really hear what they are saying. Self-esteem, I can say, is number one. When we don't love ourselves enough, or people point too much on us. By size, when you look at obesity, oh, I'm not going to sit next to this one. Or you make comments like, I don't think that seatbelt is going to fit. There are different things that you say. Oh, they're going to break the scale. You are dealing with this person on a very emotional level. Oh, they're all right. She looks really good today. But deep down, when you look into people's eyes, there is darkness, there is pain, camouflage, pretending to be happy when you're not, pretending to be having fun when you're not, pretending, oh, I'm having a good time with my friends. And later on, you heard that this person committed suicide, lost their life. Take the time to really know your friend. Take the time to really know your child. Understand the changes, the mood, what's going on, what's causing it, so we can address it. Husbands, wives, a hard day at work, only to walk into home with extra things going on. That person has already downloaded so much negativity that when they come home, that's supposed to be the safe haven, now home is worse than out there. They react, they change. In our society right now, amid this corona, we find just this week, as we saw on social media, what happened to George Floyd. People's reaction to what they saw is a reaction of emotion, which is caused in mental illness. People were upset. I had so many emotions going. I didn't know whether to be sad, whether to cry, whether to be angry. People are reacting by lashing out. We see vandalizing. They were throwing rocks in the police cars. This is a reaction to an action. This young man was a smart young man in his community. I saw the video of George Floyd where he was talking about putting the guns down. So he wanted his community to be better. Only for someone to kneel on his neck. Our knees should be used to pray to God. Our knees should be used to pray for our family. Our knees should be used because we want to bow down to the majestic God, not to man. But it was used to kill another. And even when he was not talking anymore, his foot was still there. Even when the paramedics came, his foot was there. I bet you he probably never knelt down a day in his life to even pray to God. I can say that is my opinion. We all have our opinions in this time. Opinion is like shoes. Many people have them. Like women, we have many shoes. So much that we can have 3 or 4 different shoes that matches an outfit. 4 different shades of red. So opinion is freely to speak. We're in America. Free to speak. Freedom of speech. I have never come out to be so boisterous. But this is an emotional time, and as we're talking about mental health, it is based on emotions. And behaviors causes behavior. Because of what happened, it caused a reaction in the communities. It caused a reaction in Minneapolis. It caused a reaction across America. Profiled because of the color of one's skin, because of one's race. All of that triggers mental health. What is your part? Are you adding to the problem? Are you a part of the solution? I am black in America. I feel it. I hear it. I see it. I have a black husband. I have 4 sons that are black. Their friends are black. My community is black. It's a cry because we see it all the time. It's only fitting in this month of May as we talk about mental illness, and you see the police with his hand in his pocket and his knee on the other one's neck. Looking at that scene, he has totally snapped. Hatred is an emotion, and that is also mental. To react, to premeditate, to attack, to plan, all of them fall under mental and emotional. People are reacting to what they're saying and they're feeling. You're angered, you're saddened, you want to cry. It also brings fear. Fear of, what if that's my son, my husband, my brother, my cousin? Don't get me wrong, it happens to the black women too. The color of your skin is a big issue. And it's attacked every single day. Fear to leave your home. Fear to even call the cops to help on a simple issue because you don't want it to escalate into something more. Fear. These are all emotional. We need to address these in our communities. We need to talk about this in our churches. We must have a platform where we can reach out. We say stop a lot of things from happening, but people feel like they have to arm themselves. We talk about stand your ground and you can protect yourself, but who are you protecting from? Just a thought because I am black? That means I am already triggering your fear? The lady in New York was walking her dog without a leash, but because the young man was black, she said, I'm going to say that you are hurting me. I'm going to tell them. And they recorded her using that racial profiling so she could call the cops and say she has a fear for her life when he was nowhere near her, only telling her to put her dog on a leash because it's prohibited. I have 4 black male sons. I have a black male husband. Today I will bring on one of my sons so he can give an aspect of what he feels as what is going on right now. First we'll start about what they're feeling. Because what fear does is it causes you to react. And sometimes when you're afraid, you react in a negative way. You can react in a way that is not of you because you're afraid. You don't know what you're doing. You're not planning to do or react. I found it only fitting today as a cry of a mother, because I am a mother and this is a mother's cry. I will bring on one of my sons, because I have 4 of them, as I stated before, and I'll have him come on to tell you how he feels to be a black man, a black person in America. He is my number 4. His name is Tyreese D. Joseph. Graduate, 2020 graduate, with a lifespan expectancy to exceed my age is my prayer. Not for him to be nailed on, shot because of the color of his skin. Well education, raised in a Christian family. I care about his future. Welcome to Real Talk, Ty.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you.
I'm so happy to have you on this platform with me today. And introduce yourself.
My name is Tyreese D. Joseph. I'm an educated black man. I am Christian. I was born in a Joseph family. And I'm a Haitian American. Proud to be.
Amen, amen. And today, as I've been discussing mental health, how do you see it from your perspective?
Mental health. Mental health to me is all based off of the mindset. What mindset you bring, what mindset you have. And most people are born, mentally ill. And some people over time it develops whether they take drugs or they seem to not be satisfied with their life. Like social media, watching being on social media too much and stuff like that. So stuff like that can lead to mental health, mental issues.
You trigger social media. What does social media cause?
Social media causes, one thing I feel like social media causes is definitely low self-esteem. You can probably see someone and, you see their lifestyle and you're just like, wow, I wish I could be them. And, you start to feel like you're less than you are as a person. So low self-esteem, definitely low self-esteem.
And what do you say about bullying too?
Bullying. Bullying to me, but now is cyberbullying to me, because definitely on social media, that's a big problem that we have. A lot of people bullying people on social media and stuff like that. So bullying to me is just like, it isn't right. You wouldn't want anyone to treat you that way, so why are you doing that to certain people? So no bullies on here, definitely.
Right, and bullying can come across in many ways, whether it's through somebody, obviously it's somebody who has the upper hand on that individual, okay, that they are bullying that person to make that person feel inferior. And what I was talking about earlier was talking about examples of what is happening around us just this past week, like George Floyd, the young man in Central Park, all these different things that were triggering, and that for me is racial profiling, racial bullying. Okay, because of you being a black male in America. How did you feel about being a black male in America?
One thing I feel is, they tried to label us as thieves and murderers, but I feel like they're the ones that are robbing us of our freedom and killing us with no remorse. And as much as we want change and we pray for change, I personally feel like change won't come because, the world was always, corrupt since the beginning of time. The only thing I feel like we can pray for as believers and as Christians, protection for ourselves, our family, and make sure, we always make sure that God is the number one, so we can always, have protection over our lives and stuff like that.
Very good, very good. It is necessary. It is indeed necessary. And the reason why I brought you on is because just to show that I'm not just saying that I have 4 sons or 4 black young men in America, but who they are. If someone were to see you on the street, you understand me to understand, what? This is a smart, educated young man. Okay? Treat him with dignity.
Right.
Okay? Don't treat him like an animal. If anything, I've seen them treat animals, dogs, better than they've been treating people inhumanly, okay, because of the color of their skin, okay? You've never seen them treat a black dog different from a white dog, okay? They still see it as an animal, and there are a lot of animal rights involved. If you mistreat an animal, there are fines and people go to jail. Now we're talking about human being,
Yes.
okay, a human life,
Yes.
okay? So that saddens me, and as a mother, that is my cry out. That is my cry out. When I see things like this on the road, the first thing that hits me is that could have been my son. That could have been my brother. That could have been, you understand?
Right.
And that's one of the reasons why, like, if you guys go out, we want to know where you are, who you're hanging out with, because of these same reasons, to try to help eliminate or protect you as much as we can. Okay, just being at the wrong place at the wrong time is already an issue. Being black is already an issue. You're already labeled. You have already all these stigma already against you. Okay, so when we cry out and hey, what time is it? Where's my son?
Yeah, because these days you just never know.
You just never know. So the first thought you're thinking about is, I wonder where's my son? Is he okay? Okay, why hasn't he answered the phone? You're thinking immediately, oh God, protect my son, make sure he's okay, make sure my husband's okay, I don't know what's going on, the world is a scary place, okay? So you're thinking about that, and I'm not thinking about this in general as a mother, I'm thinking about it because I am the mother of a black male, because that already sets it different for you. In this season that we're in this time. I mean, it's been a long season.
Yeah,
way
walking
beyond.
to the store, it's not the same. You can't always guarantee, you'll make it back home safe. So it's like, it's crazy. You have that fear in your heart, but at the same time, as Christians and as young men, we should always make sure that we know that God is protecting us, no matter what. We will go out the house, pray. You make it back home safe, be grateful, because not a lot of people made it back home safe. So those are some things we should consider as young men.
And you said it right. Most of these young men and these incidents happened while they went to the corner store, while they went to buy something, or on their way out of the store. Okay, they just went to get juice and Skittles.
Yeah.
Okay, and they never made it back home. Okay, these are the things that I'm talking about. Someone just standing out, hanging out with friends, and being pulled up onto. This young man, the issue they seem to say was because of a check, that they thought he was writing the wrong check, or the check didn't belong to him. It was a non-violent situation that became death, murder. Murder, suicide, different things that is happening out there, and it's all stemming from mental health. So much pressure on our young black man. So much pressure out there. We have the economy that's already a pressure. People already losing their job, that's already a pressure. Now, as we talk, what are some of the things, or maybe incidences that happened with you that you had to face a situation like this?
An incident that happened to me would probably be like 2 weeks ago. I went to go play basketball with a couple of my friends, and all parts were closed, so he lives in this little apartment complex which has a basketball court, and so we all went there, and because he lives there, we're with him, so we went on the court, so we were able to go on the court, but there was this white security guard there, and he assumed that we jumped over the gate to come play basketball over there. So we tried explaining to him, okay, our friend lives here and stuff like that. He said, oh, I need proof, I'm not sure, I hear that a lot and stuff like that. So we were there for like 30 minutes, so waiting on our friend's parent to come show him that he actually stays here. So it was crazy, and things
How
like
did that make you feel?
I definitely felt like, he was being very racist, because, the first thing he said, oh, you guys jumped over the fence. Like, how do you know, we didn't live here? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have asked us, okay.
What's your address?
Exactly. But the first thing he said was, okay, you guys jumped over the fence, you're not supposed to do that stuff. So, I definitely felt like that wasn't right at all.
And it could have become a scary situation, okay? Because not everyone out there is clear-headed, as they don't use their judgment. You must learn to use judgment, okay? I had an incident that happened to me a while back. I was coming from my church, coming down with a few goodies for a church party. Yeah. I jumped out of my car because I was in a hurry to take the goods up. Next thing I know, a cop pulled out behind me, had his gun on me, and said, hey, get back in the car. And I'm like, what? What's going on? I had no idea. Oh, they said that there was a burglary in the neighborhood and someone driving this type of car. Hello, I'm a woman in a church dress with a pan in my hand with a foil on it, obviously in a church parking lot, about to go inside, and immediately you're thinking that I'm this person just because I'm black. Okay, so that's why I asked you if you had any experiences like that. It was a scary moment. You understand me? His gun, the first thing for him is his hand was already at his gun and was already drawn on me that day. And I'm like, I'm clueless, okay? That's why I tell you, when it talks about emotion and how you can react, you don't know how you're going to react when the situation come about. Everybody always think they could have done this better or they could have done this different, but you were not the one in the situation at that time. Okay, because it depends on the individual and the aggressor.
Right. Thank God that never happened to me, a gun being pulled out on me or anything like that. So, definitely, those are some things we all have to appreciate. A gun not being pulled out on us, or us, having an encounter like that with police officers.
What about your friends? I'm sure they probably have stories.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I feel like certain things that my friends went through, that's for them to talk about. I'm not really going to speak too much on it. Right. But yeah, definitely, I have a lot of friends who definitely had, problems like that.
Scary situations. Really, I'm not saying to point finger, but I'm talking about the scary experiences,
scary experiences
where you might have lost a friend.
Right. Yeah. Getting pulled over, stuff like that.
Right.
So there's a lot of things. But we're all here. None of us, got shot or anything. So we just thank God for that.
Thank God every day.
Definitely.
So how has this experience impacted your life?
It's impacted my life in many ways. Actually, I carry myself, I feel like, in a very, well-mannered way. I dress up the par and stuff like that. I never, sag my pants or anything like that. So But now I'm definitely more alert. You know, I'm always watching around and making sure I'm not in, you know, a critical situation or anything like that. I'm always making sure I'm in a different path. I'm not with anyone that is gonna, you know, bring that upon myself, different things like that. So I'm always alert. You know, of course, there's some fear in my heart because you just never know. You know, so like as a Christian, you know, we should always fear no evil. But at the end of the day, I'm human, and my life is like, you know, something that, you know, I care about a lot. So definitely my skin tone. You know, there's a lot of things that, you know, me being this color, I love my color. You know, I love what our culture is and stuff like that. But you know, just off of history alone, it definitely degraded a lot of blacks. You know, stuff like that. So.
Right. Yeah, it's harmful. So in moments like these, everyone's feeling it. Everyone's feeling it. It's like the whole community, the whole world, you know, of anyone that's of the race of black is feeling it and is crying out. You know, today it's a mother's cry. A mother's cry for her children, a mother's cry for her husband, for her brother, you know. For me, I'm your mother, okay? But I'm sure you think about that for your brother,
Right.
your father, you know, any male that
Wherever
you
my
know.
brother, like if he goes out somewhere, I try to be with him all the time, so at least be a witness, you know, if anything happens and stuff like that. So definitely, if you have brothers, make sure you're with them. If they go out, you know, always try to be in the car with them. You know, ask them, you know, can I come with you? You know, just for safety reasons, you know, because you just never know these days. You know, you can be here today and be gone tomorrow, so always be alert.
All right. So again, we are here on Real Talk, and I would like for you to remember to subscribe. Okay, and follow us continuously. We come on every week. Every week we're on every Saturday. We come on every Saturday. And Real Talk is continually being brought to you. It's a real situation. So today we brought a real topic that talks about mental health, but also what we're dealing with in our African American, black community, what is being faced here in America. Okay, so we had to bring it on, and it's real. These are real things that are happening every day. Some of them we hear of, some of them we see, some of them we just don't know anything about. It's not everybody's story make it to Facebook. Not everybody's story make it to the news. Not everybody's story go beyond their neighborhood. Sometimes people have no idea as to what happened to someone. It's just that they don't see them anymore. So not all of the stories are being told, and those that are told is necessary because it's shedding more light on what is going on in our community. So again, today it was Real Talk that was brought to you by WeWa.